Hey guys, normally I wouldn't make this video. Like it's something I would just figure out without making some dramatic announcement, a video like this. Um, but at this point, I feel like I need to do it for me. I need to hold myself accountable and be more transparent with you guys, my audience, because ultimately it's just me making these videos. For the time and energy that you spend on me, you guys, I think, deserve more than what I've been willing to share behind the scenes. And if I don't feel good about what I'm doing here, I think you guys can tell because the content definitely suffers. And if you notice me looking off, I do have a script just so I get through everything and kind of, yeah, don't forget anything with this video. But what's funny is I wrote this in January. Um, I've been feeling this way for a long time. Um, anyways, bottom line, I can't keep making videos like this anymore. Like I have to stop. That's why I'm uploading this to hold myself accountable. I gotta stop. Um, for the last 3 years, with some exceptions, I've stuck to the same formula. I pick a game, usually an open world game, maybe something new, maybe something from my childhood, something nostalgic. Maybe I've never played it before. Um, I download it, I hit record, I play it for a couple hours. Guys, complete transparency, 2 hours tops, and then I am done. A checkout. That's it. During that time, I crack some jokes, say things like, wow, this game really holds up in 2025, or I can't believe how good this feels, or, man, the old Dragon Age is so much better than the new one, like, um, really insightful stuff. No, I'm kidding. And then I find a stopping point, max 2 hours. After that, most of the time, I'm I am uninstalling that thing immediately. It's gone. You know, um, I've got what I wanted out of that game. I go for the low hanging fruit title. I make my thumbnail. Guy over here from game cover here. You know, the format, and then I upload it. And then if I'm lucky, the algorithm picks up that video and serves it to a lot of people, and it gets a lot of views. And traditionally, to me, that's the marker for success. It means I did something right. If enough people are watching, it means they're enjoying it, and that's a win. And if I can do that consistently, like every 3 to 4 days, like I have been, then that's incredible. So for the first year and a half, I was loving this format. It felt like a breath of fresh air for me. I feel like on YouTube, I've had 9 lives. I have gone through like 5 to 6 different iterations of different kinds of content on my channel. Maybe that's part of the problem that I've, reset so many times. But that's where it's kind of been. It's like, your progress, we're reversed on camera. Progress is like this, and then it peters out, and then maybe you're not doing so great, and then you got to figure something out, and then you're going back up. Anyways, with this, I was a lot more successful on YouTube than I had ever been. And if you have ever made any kind of content for a living, that's magic. If you're able to find a magic combination that works consistently, frequent uploads and solid viewership, dude, you don't let go of that. That is the goal. That's the vision. That's what you go for. That's why you play the game, sort of thing. At least talking from the perspective of someone who wants to make a living doing this. And yeah, I held on to that for as long as possible because, guys, success is never certain here on YouTube. Things are always changing underneath the hood, what kinds of content are prioritized, and so on and so forth. And I hate to make YouTube like the boogeyman. In fact, I'm not going to. I think, yeah, this is more a reflection of me not changing, not evolving, just getting complacent with what's worked. But as you can tell, as I'm getting to here, slowly over the last year or so, actually, correction on that script, since I wrote this 6 months ago, the last year and a half plus, the cracks started to form in this machine, this factory that I had created for content. The first problem I ran into is pretty obvious, which is games. Like, what the hell are you going to upload when you're uploading 9 to 10 different video games every single month? What are you going to do? Obviously, there's thousands of games, so you're not actually going to run out of games, but you run out of games that you think are going to work. And that happened. That's happening. And it happened pretty quickly. I mean, to get around this, I'd pour over lists of, best open world games or games of the year from 10 plus years ago. And I would force myself to record things that I just didn't care about, flat out. And when I recorded, I knew this in the back of my mind. I had no intention of playing this game beyond 2 hours. Download it, play it, dump it. And the first 2 hours of any game is barely scratching the surface. You're not even out of the tutorial most of the time. So this formula, this format it turned games into a means to an end for me. I was just slicing them up, carving them up like pieces of meat and serving them as content to be consumed. Instead of something to be savored, like the pieces of art that I believe they are. And the truth is, and like, I don't know, world's tiniest violin. Oh, so sad, but this is how I feel. I don't remember the last game I finished. I don't remember the last game I played where I've taken my time. Outside of recording games for videos, I've pretty much lost my desire to play games, which is like, yeah, dude, it's your job. Boo-hoo. But, I still play games, but I'm in this like perpetual late stage burnout where I'm like, why am I doing this? I jump from game to game constantly. I'm never staying long enough to actually slow down and take my time and experience the game. Like any optional content, I'm never like, let's do the side quest. I'm always in a rush. And that just kind of sucks. That's usually a sign that if a hobby has become that way for you, you should just stop doing it. But it's also my job. And I just think that's kind of a reflection of how I'm treating my content too. How I'm interfacing with this thing is just wrong. And yeah, blow me up in the comments if I'm being a baby. Please. I'm being honest with you guys, so I want to hear you be honest. The second problem I ran into was, I think, a mismatch in values. I do consider games to be an art form, like I said. I love games. I always have. There's a reason I love to play single-player, open-world, narrative-driven video games. I like to soak in the environments, consider what the characters are saying, dive into the themes and the delivery of the story. I want to explore how I feel about games and why I feel the way that I do. And if this is what I care about, then how am I able to do that when I just churn through games the way that I do for content? The answer is you don't. I stopped doing any critical thinking with my videos and just with games in general. I just quip, man. I say the most mindless, boring crap, like, oh, whoa, like responding to things that happen in games, or, man, the graphics look really good. Like, it's just, I think it's a me thing, but it's also a reflection of kind of where I think YouTube content has veered towards, and the weird, tenuous relationship between making videos to get viewed and also making good, genuine content I've steered myself in the wrong direction. But yeah, I just say boring crap to fill dead space, dead air. I've turned into a real yapper, and I'm not a yapper in real life. Um, the third problem I ran into is apathy. I simply stopped caring. I bought into this false narrative that I could clock in like a 9 to 5, just pump out a video every couple days and clock out. I started thinking, well, if I record less footage, then I have less to edit, which means quicker uploads, which means less work. The views stopped mattering to me, except now we're at a point where, yes, they absolutely do. In terms of just feeling comfortable doing this for a living. The comments stopped mattering to me, whether you guys liked it or not. I just had to put out the videos. That was my thinking. I had to operate the factory and pump out the product. Don't ask any questions about why or how or what. We got a good joke here. I became my own version of Walter White. I just needed to cook. Cook Jesse, Did he ever say that? I don't think he did. But when you stop asking questions and stop caring, then ultimately the thing doesn't matter. This thing that I've been doing since I was 15, half my life. I am 30 now. This is the only job I've ever had. This career has been a central part of my identity for half my life. Starting in high school. With all of my actions, I've been saying this does not matter to me. And I finally realized how fucking sad it is that I'm here now. How did I make being a YouTube influencer who makes videos about video games for a living a boring, unfulfilling, and just internally on my side, my perspective of things, sometimes shameful job? I care so much about this. And how is it that I'm able to take this for granted and be so unhappy with this passion of mine that I am so unbelievably fortunate to have in the first place? It just kind of blows the mind. I've made it this soul-sucking act of I'm just surrendering, and I'm just recording videos of me playing video games, and somehow that makes me feel bad. So obviously a lot to unpack there, but it's like, how am I here right now? How am I living in this house with my wife, and this is how I'm feeling. So that's where we are. Now you may be thinking, JV, dude, calm down. We like the format. You seem to like what you're doing, and there's nothing wrong with your videos. I get what you mean, and I appreciate you for saying that. And I literally always get really kind comments on every single video that I make. And I try my best to respond to those because it really does help. I've mentioned what I'm going through several times in videos over the last year and a half plus. And each time I've gotten incredible, encouraging comments from you guys, mostly saying, dude, you're fine. And look, there's nothing wrong with the videos. I do believe there's nothing wrong with the videos I make or the formula they follow. Some people make daily videos on YouTube and have a blast doing it. I simply don't enjoy the way I'm doing this anymore. This is a me problem that I have to figure out. I've written down my thoughts so many times. I have little bulleted lists that say I can't keep doing this, which is so dramatic, what you gonna a survivor is gonna find that in a horror movie, a little note that says stop the voices or whatever, that's what it feels like. But it's I'm doing that, I've written down my thoughts. I've taken a week off. Hell, I even took all of October off last October, almost a year ago, because I uploaded a Starfield video that was a dedicated ad, and the comments wrecked me. I was ashamed. I crawled back into my little hole, and I was like, I have to do something about this. And nothing happened. It turns out when you just take off time and don't do anything, you can't just turn around and wait for things to change. You have to take action. You have to do things. You have to do it yourself. And so that was a learning lesson. But yeah, that's how bad it is on my end. And at the end of the day, I'm the one making the videos, so I have to change. It can be this, that, or the other, as I've explained, but clearly I'm at a turning point again with my channel. So you may be wondering, what now with all this, that you've dumped on us? All I know is that I want to make quality content that I feel good about making. And for me, that means being patient with videos, taking my time to actually make something that I believe in, that I have pride in, that I want to make. Yeah, it's taking time to get that right, taking time to figure out what I actually care about, and then like sharing that with you. I think the most simple advice for anyone on YouTube is to just be yourself and share that. That is so hard for me, and it always has been. I'm always angling to please you guys. And that's just a constant tension. I don't know if I'm ever going to get over that, but that's why that is so, I can't just be myself. That is just that's a question that I don't have an answer for. So anyways, what now? I've got ideas. I want to return to more green screen stuff like I did with the Realism and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 video, and Are Modern Graphics Even Worth It video, which didn't do great, but I think, yeah, that's 2 attempts. If something doesn't work, I am very quick to drop it and move on. I think this is an opportunity to not do that. It's to stick to this genuine, coming from a place of passion angle. It's so sad that I'm calling it an angle, but really, that's the way my YouTube brain works. And really diving into things that I actually do care about and sharing that with you guys. So, no concrete plans right now. Kind of going along that same angle, but if you stuck around to watch this for this long, God, this video is almost 18 minutes. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for caring. And yeah, I just want to make better stuff, and I want to feel good about it. So I hope you will join me in that pursuit. And yeah, crazy as it sounds, I feel like we're going to get there. I'm going to get there. Just got to figure it out. So this is my attempt to be honest with you guys. I never make videos like this. Yeah, of course, let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'll see you on the next one.